One day, manga fans logged onto the internet and saw this image. And we all collectively decided, yes, this is what I'll lose my mind over for now. I mean, look at this guy. Look at this page. It's pure unadulterated edge. But that was only one facet of this reaction. Shonen Jump is... I don't want to say terrible, so I'll just end the sentence there. The Japanese manga industry is an incredibly competitive space. You need constant success to keep your head above water, and so mangaka and even fans often live in fear of cancellation, often to detrimental effects when it comes to health. If you read manga often, something you like has definitely ended abruptly. A moment of silence, please. And it's even more likely something you like has been negatively affected by the declining health of a creator that has to pump out chapters week in and week out. Because of this, certain expectations and trends have been built, as there is a sense of anxiety with the beginning of a manga without obvious broad appeal, often coming with the manga doing things designed to grab people's brains and never let go. But there is also a perception of what is considered profitable, and for reasons that kinda escape me, at the time the answer everyone saw was exorcism, as in fighting demons with magic. I think it was a combination of Demon Slayer, the many Exorcist manga that were coming out around the time, and the fact something called Nue's Exorcist hadn't been cancelled. For context, I've been randomly seeing people talk about this manga since 2023, and the first time I saw it in a positive context was last week. I should check it out just to see what the fuss is about. Anyway, Magic Sword Boy over here immediately had everyone memeing. And the fact his sword produced goldfish, not too dissimilar from water, only encouraged everyone. It was because of these elements, and the fact it already had leaks, that people were talking about the possibility of it being an industry plant with manufactured visibility. I'm not entirely sure how much the Japanese comic industry really gives a shit about the internet in the West, but whatever. And then the first chapter dropped, and we all saw this. Yeah, it's still funny to look at today. In fact, after getting to know Chihiro over the last 68 chapters of the manga, it's even funnier to look back at this. But at the time, this was the most edgy thing ever, just smack dab in the middle of the chapter. The chapter itself was a mix of goofy faces, serious contemplations in regards to morality, and bombastic action. So, exactly what I've come to expect from Shonen chapter 1s at this point. As it turned out, Mr. Kagurabachi had a name, Rokuhira Chihiro, and he was fighting sorcerers to avenge his dad, a famous swordsmith who was the only one who could make Enchanted Blades, incredibly powerful weapons that the fandom is only slightly exaggerating in the decision to compare them to nukes. And the action itself is a battle sequence that's only appropriate to show you because the color red isn't present. It truly excited the 14-year-old living deep in my brain. I mean, look at this panel. And very few people at the time realized that this was just the first part of what would go on to be a really good story, even beyond the meme. And the thing is, the signs were there. As Kagurabachi went on, we started to get a better sense of the type of story being told and who Chihiro really is. And it's all here if you know what to look for. Yes, he wants to avenge his father, but he's also motivated by his father's philosophy of a swordsmith taking responsibility for his weapons. Look past the sheer edginess of this image at what he's saying. I can't allow slime like you to wield katana. Look at the fact that indignation at the display of the bodies of people protesting the Yakuza is what motivated him to go from planning to negotiate to slaughtering everyone. Look at the beauty in how Hokazono draws the action and displays Chihiro's movements and realize that he will only get better. Look at how much aura is pouring off this image. Okay, I'm saying the writing's good, but I'm not gonna pretend the cool factor isn't present. Even look back at this line. A true edgy Avenger wouldn't need to be reminded of his hatred. It'd be a deep-seated part of him, and he'd need to be reminded of his humanity. Because ultimately, Chihiro is more motivated by the desire to uphold his father's values as he saw them than the urge to slaughter the people who killed him. Behind that rough exterior, and on top of all those dead bodies, is a sensitive soul. Even in his edge, we're getting more information on what Chihiro is all about. We're getting glimpses of the masterpiece behind the meme. But to really get to see who Chihiro is, we would need to move past chapter 1, and it would take the introduction of a whole new character. A character he could bounce off of that would change the way the audience views this story. Obviously, I'm talking about Char. What, did you think I was talking about anyone else? Maybe in the next Kagurabachi video. Children are such funny creatures. They can be so annoying, but there are few more effective ways to break through someone's exterior than the urge to protect a child. Char's presence works because she's intricately connected to the source Chihiro is looking for, while also being a presence he can care about that can't take care of itself, even beyond the whole being haunted by sorcerers part of her story. As early as chapter 3, Chihiro is given something external to care about, and it's in that care that we really get to know him and we get to see him evolve as an enchanted blade wielder. And it's ultimately that humanity, before everything else, before the dynamic plot, gripping world building, haunting mystery, and engaging villains, that is the backbone Kagurabachi's narrative is built on. A humanity that was hidden in the memeable first chapter without needing to contradict anything shown. Yeah, the story has elements that seem to have been selected for mass appeal, but those elements shouldn't distract from the other thing that tends to appeal to people. A good story. Wow, I haven't even touched on the art. And hey, if the internet is gonna put a spotlight on something, this is more than a worthwhile option. Shout out to my patrons, A and Skyman. Tell me your thoughts on Kagurabachi down below, and while you're at it, don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe for more content. Thank you, and good day.